Hello, so I'm Julian from Mo Machines, and I'd like to show you some of our new products that we have for Music MESSE 2015. And I'm glad that I can do this demo for Sonic's Day, guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So I'm gonna start here on the right quickly. This is a prototype of clone of the Wasp synthesizer that we've made, and the only difference with the original is that we're gonna be offering it in this flight case, and we added MIDI, so it's much easier to control externally. And yeah, it's really close to the original design, to the original sound, as gritty and weird as the original synth. And yeah, we're hoping to have it ready within the next month. And yeah.
And how much will that one be?
This is going to be €990. And yeah, it will depend actually in some of the aesthetic changes by the end, but yeah, I think that roughly it's going to be around the €900 mark.
Excellent.
Yeah, so now here I've got, this is actually my personal invention. It's a USB MIDI to MIDI Transformer. One of the really good things about this device is that it's got a hub functionality, so you can plug as many USB MIDI devices as you want. It will be powered and it will get the MIDI stream, and it will be merged on the single MIDI output. So it's really convenient for modular or live setups where you don't need a laptop. And the other really cool thing is it's based in Arduino, so it's totally hackable. We will be releasing the code. It's open source and open hardware. So you can see this DIY section of the PCB in there, so people can modify, add another firmware, and connect any kind of USB device like tablets, Android devices, or a barcode reader, whatever you really want. So yeah, we're really excited to have this new concept of adding Arduino to some of our products. So they're hackable and open source. Then we have here as well the MIDI arpeggiator, which is an arpeggiator that works with USB and MIDI. This is a perfect example to work in conjunction with our Cerebellus, because it gets powered and MIDI through the USB, so the only cable you would need is just one USB. And also you can use them simultaneously, so you could be, for example, being synchronized with your DAW and then have a MIDI output going into any of your other gear. Yeah, now here we've got a third version of our Soxbox TB303 clone. This MK3 version it's got some aesthetic improvements, and we've managed to source better the really rare and hard to find parts. So yeah, we're also going to be offering it with a combo, a bundle, that we call it the Techno Bundle, in which we will be offering some 2 distortion pedals, a flight case, and a t-shirt, all for €666. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really cool bundle and really acid techno sounding, really cool. Here we've got one of our main beasts for this show. It's the SEQ12. It's a 12-track MIDI sequencer. Right now it's just MIDI. It's got 1 MIDI input and 3 MIDI outputs, but we're working on an expansion module with 24 CV gate outputs that will be compatible with Eurorack systems. Actually, it will be probably like a Eurorack format. So people can hook this sequencer into their modular environment or any other analog gear situation. It's cool because, well, although it's no Eurorack, it's a 6U rack, but it's standard rack size, so I see it sitting really nicely on the bottom of many modular environments. Well, it's got 12 tracks. Like for example, right now we are in jam mode, in which you perform. This is the mode of the machine in which you perform. It's a little bit like Ableton Live clip view, no? In which you have these mutes, and then you have from left to right the different sequences. So for example, if I play something, right now we've got here the kick drum. I could be selecting new patterns for the drums. And if I want to edit, for example, that sequence, I will go into sequence mode, which is this button up here. You press it, the menu will ask you select the sequence you want to edit, and now we will just press the sequence and we'll have it here, the the different steps with the different notes corresponding to kick drum, hi-hats here, snare drums, etc. Everything can be done while it's running, even saving and loading complete new projects, so it's really convenient for live performance situations. And yeah, one of the really cool things as well here in sequence mode is where you edit the different parameters like step length, clock subdivision, the two assignable control changes, the MIDI output that you want to use and the MIDI channel, and which type of track you want, which is the three types: monophonic, polyphonic and drum mode. And one important thing to say is that the sequences, I mean, each track can have its own clock subdivision and step length, but also the sequences. So sequence 1 can have maybe a subdivision of 16, and the next one can have a subdivision of 5, for example, so creating complex polyrhythms is really easy. Normal sequence is 1 to 16 steps, but if you run out or you want more steps, you can link up to 16 sequences for a total of 256 steps. And then you can have them playing in two ways, like either by hand or automatically. So you program that in zone mode, which is like a general way of programming the arrangement. And for example, when we play this, we can see that the drums are static. I will have to choose the pattern I wanted to sound, but the bass line will change in time. It's being programmed, so you'll see now when it changes. You can do that random on any specific order that you might want. So it's a really convenient way for preparing whole performances with the device, having some stuff playing automatic and other stuff playing by hand, no? For quickly movements and quickly ways of changing the whole performance. And yeah, this is playing the drums right now that you can hear are coming from our analog drum machine, which is another new product. This is based on an old product by MAM, which is Mo Machines used to be MAM, Music and More. And it's just a remake of the ADX1, a little bit smaller. We've managed to lower the background noise from the original unit. And yeah, this is a prototype. It's missing the trigger buttons. And yeah, it will look a little bit prettier on the final design. But it's a really versatile drum machine that lets you create sounds ranging from TR-808, 909 type of sound to all sorts of really organic sounding and crazy tones. Because one of the interesting things is it's got a random modulator assigned to the next parameter on the right that you can see, but that is controllable from MIDI. So in the moment that you send the CC to the modulation source, it will override the knob position that you have, so you can take control, for example, of the tune of the kick drum or the cutoff of the snare drum. Really interesting for live performance and having more opportunity. Also, it's 5 parts, but you can send actually 8 notes. Snare, hi-hat and metal, you can send 1 note for close and 1 open. The open note, it will override as well the release parameter that you have set there, and it will let you play 2 variations of the same note, which is really convenient. And then in last position, but not least, is our virtual pedal board, VPED, which is a VST host, which allows you to load either VSTs or VST instruments, third-party plugins. I mean, from now until now, I haven't managed to find a plugin that doesn't work. And it's really, it's a computer really inside. It's got USB, Ethernet, HDMI output, and also it's got XLR inputs and outputs, jack. It's got 4 expression pedal inputs and switches that you can connect, hook your own pedals and assign to any of the parameters within the plugins. So, for example, in this page, you've got right now 2 pages of 4 slots, but you can have a third one. So in total, you could have 12 plugins loaded simultaneously. And editing is as simple as yeah, going into any of the plugins, and you can either here scroll through the different plugins you might want to load. you've got the presets within one slot, so changing presets is really easy and quick with no latency whatsoever. And for example, you hook a USB MIDI device into it, and yeah, you can play from any keyboard or any pad controller. It also is capable of taking MIDI clock tempo from the USB, so it's easy to synchronize with external devices. And yeah, one of the really interesting things as well is that it's semi-modular. So like you can see in here, you can have complete individual independent routines for the guitar input or the microphone inputs, or select if you want them daisy chained or you want them if you want, for example, to process the master channel, is also possible. In this case, it's selected the guitar, but you can select the microphone input or the master for doing some little bit of mastering on the end of the chain. And everything is assignable either from MIDI, with MIDI, or with the expression pedals. As well, it's got a tuner, a looper inside, and a backing track system that we call V-Player, which is synchronized with the master clock. There you can load any size loop or backing track as much capacity as you want. But for example, if you have really big or huge plugins, like in the case of Omnisphere, we managed to install, you can just install it on a separate device, on an external hard drive, and it will read the library from there. The same for native instrument contact or any huge hungry plugins. So yeah, it's a really convenient way of taking VSTs without a mouse and a keyboard to stage, and yeah, use it on whatever live performance you might want. Desktop musicians, guitarists, or piano players, or singers.
So
yeah.
Is it available now?
Yes, we've got 90 units in stock. We're right now like testing a little bit the market, because there's a lot of interest in this device, and we're thinking to shape it in other forms, like a drum module as well for VST and VSTI, so the drummers can load their own plugins and trigger, and even a smaller version that would be a DIY board, tiny, small, where you could buy an inexpensive MIDI controller, install it inside with your favorite plugin, and make out of a €30 MIDI controller, make a Prophet, or make an Arturia, an R2600, or any classic synth. So yeah, we're definitely going to be pushing this concept more. But for now, we've got 90 units in stock, so anyone that is interested can contact us through our website, www.momachine.com, for more information and pricing and everything.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good show.